Hey, honey?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, everybody, it's your board barista fan back with a pre-release pre-release tournament report. Um, I ended up going 3-1. We did 4 rounds, best of one. Lost in a lost in an Anakin mirror. Yeah, I lost in the Anakin mirror. Dude just out aggroed me. I ignored his Anakin Starfighter. The what was it called again? The yeah, Anakin's Interceptor. I ignored it in space. I should have dropped a unit in there to take care of it, and he just is able to outrace me. So it really sucked, but I had a great time. Ended up crushing the other 3 matches of the night, and like I want to say, I got the photo of the Sabine and Hati, Sabine and Shin, the Wolf and Ren playmat up here. We're going to give away a copy of this when we hit 500 subscribers. We're at 227 as of recording this video. So if you're not already a subscriber, subscribe, and we'll have more details on the giveaway when we get to that point. But enough about how I did and about the playmat. Let's dive right into the deck list. So I know I'm looking the wrong way on this video. Hang on, let's not worry about it. Let's just look at the deck list. I played Anakin as my leader, of course. Loving Anakin as a limited leader. The whole being able to take 2 damage on your base, to take a 1/4 or a 2/3 and just knock out an opposing 2/3, or trade up a 3 power toughness into a 4 defense unit to be able to trade off. But that's not really the key power of this deck. The key power of this deck is the combinations of overwhelm units and pumps. Like, Anakin is a built-in pump for both our advanced recon commando. It's 4/3 that you can just play out on turn 3. On turn 4, you pump it with Anakin, you swing into a battle droid, and you eat the battle droid and you 5 to their base. Awesome play. Now, you also get, you can also, on turn 6, you can pump a B2 Legion and turn that into a 7/4 and bash into a battle droid or a clone trooper and deal 5 damage to their base. You're seeing a theme here with this. You can flip, on that same turn, you can flip Anakin and then probably have dealt enough to be able to bash 7, bash into a battle droid and deal 6 to their base. That's kind of like turn 4, turn 5, and turn 2, turn 4, and turn 5. You've had at least 15 points of overwhelm damage you've slung over to their, actually no, 16 points of overwhelm damage you've slung onto their base. But you're not also considering the fact that we got some pumps in here as well. We got a couple pump tricks that aren't Anakin. That's the clone cohort, which basically is raid 2, being able to, do Anakin but for free, with on an overwhelm target. But or putting that on Anakin on the flip turn, you flip him over, you put this on him, and you're bashing in for an extra 2. But the All-Star card really is the All-Star pump card in this, and I wish I would have had a second one, was Squad Support. Squad Support is just broken in this deck, because you see there's a theme here. If it's not a if it's not a trooper, it has saboteur. So those are getting around their sentinels. We've got a few sentinels of our, a few key sentinels of our own, be able to soak up a lot of damage and keep them away from our small units. So we're getting in there. It's all about bashing face with your overwhelms to remove your opponent's key units, pumping them up. Playing 2 copies of drop in. That's amazing. I had so much fun being able to be like, all right, turn 1, I'm gonna play a 2-drop something. I got a lot of 2-drops. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 2-drops. So I'm guaranteed to be able to put something out. Out of those 2-drops, 7 of them on my turn one, 7 of my turn one plays are all troopers. So we got trooper on turn 1, another trooper on turn 2, because we got 3 drops. All of our 3 drops are troopers. Turn 4, we're able to play drop in, and then follow that up on turn 5 with a B2, and then somebody on the board's got overwhelm. If it's not the B2, it's the advanced recon commando. Putting the squad support on it, making it huge, and just bashing face. I like really keeping the squad support in hand to be able to put onto Anakin. I think I bashed with him to win the last game. I got to swing with him when he was an 11-11, and it was into a 1-1 battle droid. And just being able to trade up units into their bigger stuff and then keep stuff around to just keep their small stuff cleared off the board. The deck is amazing. I loved it. I also have the Aurora Sing for another overwhelm. I got a little bit of restore with the Interceptor, but mostly I'm just playing aggro beat face. Saboteurs are getting around there. The deck just, it's good. The heavy precursor tanks just in there just to deal like a little extra damage to a ground unit, so I can run in with the overwhelm to be able to get more damage onto their base. I mean, if I didn't really play this a lot, I actually resourced it a few times. If I could have gotten like an extra copy of B1 the B1 Legion or the Arc Trooper, I would definitely have played those instead of the 7-drop. Aurora Sing is also a really nice finisher. Has overwhelm, builds into this whole mechanic of pumping overwhelms and attacking her whole thing. If they have to attack with a ground unit, you get to automatically bring her back up, bash her into their base. So, if you're racing and they're like, I gotta attack your base, and you're like, okay, I'll untap Aurora and I'll just bash you in again. I love this. It just plays itself. It's perfect. And I think something like this is what I want to play in Constructed. I definitely want to play more of this, like, possibly changing the squad support. The squad supports might become General Saber. I mean, I don't really have like the Mandalorian synergy to put a dark saber in here, but I'm running green, so I could put the dark saber. I could make the base be an energy conversion lab. There's plenty of other overwhelm cards that I could put in here, and I could just build like mono overwhelm and just have fun with Annie. And I think this is going to be a meta contender. I think a lot of people are saying it's probably going to be a little bit too. It's going to be a slower version. I think on paper it's going to look like a slower version of Sabine. But being a Sabine green player, drafting a lot of green Sabine whenever I could, drafting a lot of the yellow. My yellow pool was not that good, but I do know we do have a lot of raid and overwhelm and stuff that we can pull from yellow. Waste and combat tricks. I'm going to be drafting a lot more Anakin decks. This is my first one. I liked it. I kind of misread Shock T. I thought it was like all clones got that. It's only the clone tokens, and I only have 3 cards in the deck that actually make tokens. So it's kind of like, but still, her and having, a drop in to be able to having her to play the turn after her drop in with maybe some other stuff, but she's just there just to help out, get the get the tokens getting a little bit beefier so they can survive the other. If I'm playing against another dedicated clone trooper deck, then my clones get to live, their clones get to die. And also allows for some more trade ups. I can trade easily into. I can actually survive trading into any 2/3s, and as you can see, this deck has a lot of 2/3s. Also has a lot of 3/2s, just to units. So I'm just like, I don't care if it dies, it dies. If it allowed me to basically take a 2-drop and take out like a 5 or a 6 drop, I'm happy. Or like 7 drop. Like the only thing in my deck that does not die to a phase 1 trooper that's been pumped by Anakin is it's Aurora. It's like the only thing that dies to it. I think some people are gonna be like, oh, it's a 3/2 vanilla. It's like, yeah, it's a 3/2 vanilla, but it hits for 5. It can clear anything off the board pretty much throughout the entire early game, and even if somebody's just like gonna preemptively trade with it, they're still trading with it because it's gonna die, but it's gonna eat like anything else at the same at the same or a little bit higher, or any other 2-drop or 3-drop, most of the 3-drops. Yeah, no, I'm just in love with this deck. I'm having great fun with it, and I think it's going to be fun. I think definitely if I'm building this in draft, I'm definitely going to be looking for like another copy of Anakin's Interceptor, either at least having 3 of one of these of the Arc or the B2. You need to have that overwhelm. Definitely want to put in some more Sentinel. So probably would have actually liked to have an extra grab tank, just so I can guarantee on turn 6 I'm dropping a Sentinel, screwing up their game plan a little bit. And yeah, I would have loved to have another squad support. So 2 squads, like how I see this deck being like a machine in limited is just like 2 squad supports, 2 arc troopers, 2 or 3 B2s, 2 or 3 arc troopers, preferably like 3 of each of those. So 3, 3, 2. Probably add in another clone cohort. Probably keep the same number of drop-ins. Probably keep a daring raid, or maybe splash in another removal piece from another color, but still the daring raid, if it's not going to kill their early play, then it's definitely going to allow you to overflow some damage. Or you can just straight up 2 to your base and bye when you get to an end game where they're like, I think I'm safe. He can't do that last point or those last 2 points, and you can just daring raid it out. Cards I didn't like in the deck. We will get to that point. Jesse. Yeah, it's if your opponent isn't like I kept it in just because if my opponent isn't playing an exploit deck, then yeah, I can give him 2 battle droids, which in this actually isn't too bad. If they're not exploiting them, then you just have free 1/1s to attack an overwhelm pumped target into, and that's free damage. That's, yes, you're taking 1 damage on a unit, but you're basically just getting a lot of overwhelm in there. So, and if you are seeing they're playing an exploit deck, you just resource it. Another card I want to talk about quick is the Republic Tactical Officer. Probably another one of these in the deck would have been pretty good, just to be able to put him out and automatically get the attack with something. And giving it also gives a pump, so you can, Turn 2, play an advanced recon trooper. Play the art trooper on turn 2. Play the Republic tactical officer on turn 3, and then follow that up with any of the other 2-drops just to establish your board. Probably good one to play after that would be Coruscant Guard. So I'd like to have another one of these in the deck. Just so you can kind of like bump, bump, bump. Okay, I attacked with that. I ate your trooper. That's 5 damage on your base, and then I'll play the Coruscant Guard just to eat another battle droid token that you put out, or possibly trade with a something that will trade with whatever their other play is. But yeah, no, that's me. I'm just loving how this works. I like the Republic Commando because he's got that big butt. Soaks up a lot of damage, trades with a lot. Biggest takeaway I have is trade units. Like, trade units until you have the edge, and then just go all in on the damage. That's how I played this deck, was just trade up, keep yourself alive, and you're going to have a great time and get a lot of work out of your Saboteur and your Overwhelms. But that is how I did. How did you all do? Leave that in the comment section down below, and we will see you next week with another Wars Wednesday. Until then, peace.
Hey everybody, thanks for staying till the end of the episode. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook at Board Barista Productions. And if you want to support us, Patreon link at the bottom.